Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty World at War playing a bit of Team Deathmatch on the map Cliffside using the Tommy gun. And the Tommy gun, man, I love this gun. It is so good, and oftentimes people ask me for Dear Nero, hey Nero, if you could bring one gun from any Call of Duty game and bring it to the newer Call of Duty, what would it be? And more often than not, I choose the Thompson here. I love the way it looks, I love the way it performs, I love the history of the gun. It's just such a great gun, and a lot of people didn't actually get to play with it because World at War is such a freaking old game. And speaking of old games, we're playing on the map Cliffside here. Of course, we're playing on World at War. And if you guys have never played World at War before, you may have actually played on this map, believe it or not. So if you played the original Black Ops and you played some of the DLC, this map here at Cliffside was actually remade into the original Black Ops. If you remember the DLC map Hazard, which was kind of set as a golf course, well, that was a remake of this map, Cliffside. So maybe you have played on this map, who knows? But it's a rather short gameplay, so I'm going to get my point across pretty quickly. I usually cover news here on NerosCinema. A lot of times we do gameplay stuff, we do Call of Duty news, we do gaming news in general and stuff like that. But today's something a bit different. It's more or less YouTube news. So Sandpepper is a very popular YouTube channel. He has well over 1 million subscribers, does lots of different kinds of pranking videos and stuff like that here on YouTube. It's not gaming related at all. It's like actual in real life pranking. And the most recent idea that he had for a prank video, he actually did this, he actually posted it, and then it got taken down by YouTube for obvious reasons. The prank was he was walking up to women in public and grabbing their asses. That was the prank, quote unquote. I'm using air quotes here, prank. So basically he'd walk up to a girl and say, hey, look over there, and he'd grab one in the ass, and they'd be sitting there like, dude, what the hell? Like, why'd you do that? And of course, the video did not go over very well. A lot of people were like, oh my god, that's sexual harassment, that's sexual assault, you're a predator, you're doing all this. A lot of people are really upset with that video, and rightfully so. YouTube ends up taking down that video. Then Sandpepper ends up making a new video saying it was all just a social experiment. I was grabbing those women's asses to kind of say that sexual harassment is bad, and you all fell for it, or something like that. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible cover-up, and a lot of people are really upset with him right now. A lot of people, including his network, are upset with him right now, I should say. So Collective Digital Studios, which is a multi-channel network. If you guys don't know what multi-channel networks are, they're kind of like the driving force behind YouTube. They're especially relevant in the gaming space, like Machinima. These are probably names you've heard before. Machinima, Fullscreen, Yoush, Polaris, Atomic, Maker. You know, all these names, right? You've probably heard all these different kinds of names before. These are all different networks that YouTubers are signed with. You know, I'm signed with Machinima. My friend Wildcat, he's signed with Fullscreen. Tolobiscuit is signed with Polaris. You know, a bunch of people are signed with these different multi-channel networks, and that's how we get paid, right? We sign with these. They give us a kind of like a copyright protection, because if you guys don't know, I'm sure you guys have tried making some videos if you're not partnered. Sometimes your videos get randomly taken down if you post gameplay stuff. Well, if you're signed with a multi-channel network, they have exclusive deals with these publishers and with these developers, and they make it so that we're allowed to post gaming videos on our channels without kind of like a risk of copyright, right? And that's why people sign with these networks. Well, this is the first time that I've ever seen, and at least in recent history, that a multi-channel network, a network, has dropped a YouTuber for something that they've done in a video, right? For the first time, Collective Digital Studios has dropped Sandpepper because of that video. They said, you know what, we don't want that kind of shit on our network, you're gone. And that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. And I hope it sets a precedent. That's the news for this video, is I hope that this kind of sets a precedent for all multi-channel networks out there that can kind of say to their partners, to all the people working under them, it's, hey, keep your nose straight or we're going to drop you and you're not going to be partnered anymore, because that doesn't happen. I mean, occasionally YouTubers, they leave their networks, right? They have a kind of a disagreement upon the length of the contract, or maybe the pay of the contract, or they might just have negotiation issues with their network. They end up leaving the network. That's fine, right? Sometimes the network will drop a YouTuber because the YouTuber's trying to get out of their contract, and they say, oh, this network's so awful. You've seen a lot of people back in the day making fun of Machinima for really no reason. But they're like, oh, Machinima's awful. They start yelling at each other about Machinima, and then, of course, Machinima sees this, like, okay, you went out that bad, we'll drop you so you can stop talking about it, stop dragging our name through the mud, etc. That occasionally will happen. But this is the first time ever that a YouTuber has been dropped for something really shitty that they've done in their video, and I hope that this sets a precedent going forward. You and I both know that we're in gaming, we're on YouTube, you know, there's a lot of gaming channels out there, and you can think, I'm sure you can, of a few really scummy ones that are just constantly starting drama with other channels, ones that are just constantly complaining and whining all the time, just being super negative all the time about everything, especially in regards to other YouTubers, right? And I would love it if multi-channel networks were to step in and say, you know what, you are a very toxic user, and we would no longer like you to be part of our network. That is something I hope hope that ends up happening going forward. As of right now, networks are kind of just the back man. A lot of you guys probably don't even know about networks. A lot of people were surprised to find out that my Let's Play channel, Nero's Let's Plays, is actually partnered with Machinima, just like this channel, NerosCinema, is. They're like, wait, this channel's partnered? I had no idea. And it's like, yeah, I've been partnered for 3 years now. I mean, because people just don't know. No one talks about it, really. No one knows that people's channels are partnered. No one really knows what networks do, or in fact, how networks work, or who they are, right? A lot of people don't know about them, and they always just kind of sit in the background quietly, right? I would like it if networks were to do kind of a more proactive role in kind of policing their own community a little bit, kind of making sure everyone's, you know, respecting each other. Usually there is language in people's contracts saying respect your fellow, like for example, I'm with Machinima. There's clauses in contracts that say, you know, respect your fellow Machinima partners. I'm sure that that's standard across the board. You sign with full screen, I'm sure they're going to say, you know, respect your fellow full screen partners. Don't, you know, talk bad about them and all that kind of stuff. There's also clauses in a lot of the contracts that people have seen that makes it so if they have the right to drop you at any given time. Most of the time, you're not safe when you're in a YouTube partnership. They can drop you at any given time for any given reason, but they usually choose not to. I would like going forward for all multi-channel networks to go ahead and kind of start policing their own communities a little bit more. If someone's being a real toxic scumbag, give them a talking to. Say, hey, it is not right of you with your giant audience to continue to kind of bash down on this other YouTuber. That's not a cool thing. You should not be doing that. This is kind of like a formal warning. You do it again, we're going to drop you from the network, right? That would be a kind of a cool thing. I would like to see that happen. Of course, we're going to have to see how things play out going forward, but history has been made where the first YouTuber has been dropped from a multi-channel network, in recent history anyway, for something that they did in a video. But yeah, that is our news. It is YouTube news, which is not really gaming news, but it's still news nonetheless. So hopefully you guys all found this video helpful and informative, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. And I know a lot of you guys are confused when it comes to multi-channel networks, how YouTube works, how partnerships work, and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer those for you guys. And yeah, there's your guys' news. I mean, Sandpepper really does a crappy thing. He ends up getting dropped from his network, and hopefully it sets a precedent so that other multi-channel networks can say, you know what, we're going to start terminating the contracts of people that are super toxic users, and we don't want them in our network anymore. Hopefully that will start happening. Who knows if it actually will. Regardless, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.